Hi.
Hi. Turn your camera horizontal,
Okay.
please. Thank you. There you go. I always say this. You guys have TV sets?
TV
Obviously.
sets?
Yeah. You have a
Uh,
television, right?
oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And is the television like vertical? Is it like this shape? Or is it like this shape?
It's like that shape,
It's
wide.
that
Okay.
size.
So think about this. When you're doing videos, we're so used to visuals about a horizontal shape that you might want to think about that when using. You don't have to, but I'm just saying you might want to think about when doing videos or live things because we're so used to people walking this way on a TV set.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I've got some photos here. I forgot how many. We're going to go over, and then we're going to kind of go over an idea for the next project. And tomorrow we can use our time to think about how to handle it. Okay, how to do the thing. So okay. So I also took. You're going to see your original photo, and you're also going to see. I took an editing tool. It is called. Lightroom, but it's like Photoshop where I just cleaned up the background or I made it a little sharper. I'll show you what I'm talking. Like, you see, this was the original. This I took after.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, and they're both fine because in the original, a camera, if you think about this, when you look with your eyes into the sun, your eye squints down and so you can see better, right?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Okay. With a camera, it only gets one shot. A video camera is different, but a camera only gets one shot. It's either going to see it bright, it's going to see it small, and so it needs help getting to be a good quality because you could get like that, which is what your camera saw. It captured everything, but then it almost needed some type of editing to bring it out a little bit, to add contrast.
Right. Okay.
Because cameras aren't made to see exactly like our eye sees, where we can
Right.
adjust. So there's a lot of free editing things. I don't have any free ones, but you might look on your phone or something to see if there's an editing tool just to clean up your stuff just a little bit to
Okay.
help you get better quality photos. I don't mind doing it, but I'm just telling you for your sake in between. That's the difference between this and this. Your
Right.
camera was great, but that's this and this.
Yeah. That's very dramatic and like sharp and yeah,
And
very clean.
And it
Yeah.
added contrast. So
Okay.
we're going to go over, and I want either of you to tell me what you think of the photos and what you think, how you could improve it or not. And then I'm going to give you my critique. So I'm going to go through the edited one, this one here, which I didn't really crop. I just left as is. What do you think of this? Now that you're looking at it on the computer.
I love the blue sky with the clouds. Like you can see the edges of the clouds better. Like the faces of the dog and of Taylor, and just the detail, like the moss on the ground too.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up the ground because you have good cropping in here, but you see this part? Can you see my mouse go through here?
Yes.
Okay, I like this composition. I like this composition because you're able to get low, and I bet you were either on your stomach or close to.
I was actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is good composition, and you're not too far off the front. So this is very good composition. This works excellently. So we'll move on to the next photo. Okay, here's your bench. This is the way your camera shot it, and that's understandable. I just added a little touch. You can see where the editing part did.
Right.
But I didn't turn anything away. Okay, so let's get some input about this.
I definitely noticed the sharper image. Like obviously, I would say that the detail on the middle board on the bench, on the back support, you could really see the what do you call that? Like
The details and the grain and the
yes,
texture.
of the wood.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. This is a good thing you brought it up. I didn't sharpen the picture at all. What I did, though, in my toning is I added some contrast, and and this is in the editing, I added contrast to it.
Okay.
And that looks sharper because it looks a little cleaner. Now,
Yeah.
I forgot which iPhone you have. You have a Samsung or something?
Oh, I have a see, it's a Motorola
Okay. Okay, and I'm
Play
so used to the
6 or something.
and I'm so used to the iPhones, but the let's see I have some editing things here. Maybe you can see this. Can you? You probably can. Can you see some of these editing things that I have? I'm trying to get this.
Let me see if I can expand. Oh yeah, I can expand your thing.
Okay.
Now I can see. So you have.
You see, these are just some editing things that I mean they don't have to be the
Oh, I
one.
recognize some of them. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're able to get some, now some of them cost money, some of them are free.
Okay.
Okay, those are all fine, but just to let you know that they that's what I did to add the contrast in here. Okay, so it's not like I did a lot of work. I didn't do a lot of editing stuff. I did a simple editing part, but that's why it looks sharper to you than your other part. Now, if you go into the settings in your phone, and I don't know about your phone, if you're able to, you could add contrast to that, but I don't think you have to because technically you've got all your details right here. So it's important to get your details, and then later you can just add the contrast. So now, as that said, your composition is perfect. This is great. You have, and can you see my mouse, or do you want me to draw? Can you see
I
the
can
mouse?
see the mouse.
Okay.
Yep.
You have some story part in the back, and I say story, but you have a visual in the back, and you have great angles for how the camera. Now I keep getting stuff on my computer. Okay, you have great angles coming up like here and here. So your composition's good, and you still have some space here. So your eye and your composition is doing very, very good.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay. Now we're going to go into the next one. Which one of you shot this?
That was also mine.
Okay, so I added a little contrast, and I added a little saturation. Do you know what saturation is?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Okay, so
Okay. Wow.
I didn't really change your photo. So your photo was really good. You're seeing the right spots. You have enough here so your eye goes right to this.
Right.
This is great. And then I just added a little contrast. I added some saturation to bring the yellow out a little bit more.
Yes, I see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, who's still?
Mine.
Okay, I just want to keep checking. Okay, this is what I did.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Again, I didn't change much of the image. Okay, I didn't change that much at all. Okay, and so let's talk about the composition in here because I like it. Tell me what you like about it the best, because going over the pictures is sometimes what helps you get better.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I remember what I did with this one is I tapped the screen to focus the camera
Nice.
more on the actual little flower.
Right here.
And yeah, the one I was trying to capture, and then blur out the background.
And
that's
you
what
succeeded.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And also, even though this isn't totally sharp, it's a little out, this is good because this, you see this part and this
Right.
part, it brings your eye right toward it helps bring your eye right to the center. From here, it brings it to the center. From here, it brings it to the center. Here and here.
Oh, I
So-
see what you mean. Yeah.
So even though you might or might not have done it on purpose, you succeeded.
Oh, I didn't do that part on purpose with the bottom half of it.
But you did accomplish that. Okay. Next, whose? Because I wasn't sure.
That's mine. It's like a texture shot. I like textures and stuff.
Okay, so I just darkened it. I think I toned it just a little bit. Not much. I didn't crop it different.
Oh wow, that's a lot cleaner and clearer.
Yeah, and a lot is just adding contrast and just adjusting the exposure a little bit, which I use, like I said, Lightroom, but that's a pay one. You get free ones. There's nothing I did fancy with Lightroom I couldn't have done with any of the free apps.
Okay.
Okay, so that works good. Now, let's talk about composition. What do you like? What causes your eye to go to this?
I didn't realize this, but on the left side of the picture, it looks a little bit more blurred.
This side.
And
Yep.
yeah, and maybe and also on the right too, a little bit.
Absolutely.
The middle part, the very center, is the most textured part.
Yep.
And
that's absolutely
very
right.
clear there. Yeah.
So you got that. You see, again, whether you did it on purpose or whether you didn't, you accomplished it. So your eye is doing good. And that's the things you have to practice and look over your past photos for that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, oh, that's one of mine. Sorry. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how I got all
That's
these.
cool.
Let me show you this. Okay. So I take a morning walk through the city. Okay. And I saw this at one of the coffee shops that I usually go to, but they're closed. And they put that sign up in the window and they have the sky. So I had to just come in and I had to darken a little. That's almost the way it came out of my camera. And I used my cell phone. I didn't carry a camera, a regular camera with me. Bless you. Okay, here we go. So you
That's
see that?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I used tone. So it brings it up and it brings it more. And I had the same composition as you did with the bench. You see how the thing comes this way and this way?
Right. Like you're meaning like a level?
Yeah, and
level and
it looks like it's coming into you. Matter of fact, let me try to get to, okay, this part and this part. I'm not a straight drawer, but do you see how those two come through? And you have like, if this picture wasn't here and you just had the lines, it would be just interesting in itself.
Right.
In other words, the lines are there, but you caused it with pictures. Let me clear that. Okay. Whoops, I thought I cleared it. Let's try clearing it again. Oh, clear all drawing. I'll learn how to use this before long. Okay, so there we go.
It's complicating a little bit.
Okay, so here's another one. Whoops. Okay, again, I shot, and this was backlit with the sun. I wanted to show the sign with the Central Market, and I wanted the Central Market in the background. And this is never, there's cars in here all the time, so right now it's easy to get to.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very flat and kind of bluish. So this is what I did. I added a little bit. I tried to clean that up a little bit.
Wow. It almost looks like a painting.
Oh, thank you. And that's, but this is the part that's basically in focus because my phone has so much wide angle to it. This is pretty sharp in itself. You know what I mean? I would basically. So, okay. Now, this is something I did as I'm in my walk. We have a lot. You don't live in the city, right? I mean, because you go to Central School or.
Oh, no, we do live in the city. I think it's like, it's off of Princess Street.
Oh, you live off Princess, east or west?
I think it's like, is this the west? No, it's the west, yeah.
Oh, well, I don't live far from this. I live almost near the food bank, so okay. So
okay.
Almost near. I live there's a little alleyway between Newbury and Brooklyn. I live down in there. Anyway,
I see.
I shot this on my phone during a walk, and it's a little bit on the crooked side, not real bad, and I got the police officers are walking by, so I took my phone out and got this, and then I toned a little bit. You see, I also had to crop a little bit because not every photo is going to come out even the way you want it. And I also cleaned it up a little bit. This one I specifically did because we talked last week about where the lighting is coming from. Remember that?
Yes.
And I wanted you to see, so where is the lighting coming from?
On the left side of the...
This way.
Looks like, yeah.
Yep, that's it. So be aware of that when you're shooting to see where your light is if you want to have composition like this. Sometimes you don't have choices, but you can see right in this area that the light is coming from down here and the shadow part's here, but we're still got everything is nice and toned. I cropped this a little bit and made this, I took some of the sky off. I didn't think I needed as much vertical, so I cropped a little bit to add that. That's a choice of reference, whether you want to or not. But I just want you to see, and you can see the sky. Again, this was all with my cell phone. Okay.
Oh, wow.
At the Strand at the Capitol, they have a marquee right in here that always has a sign going, and it's running all the time. Across the street at the courthouse, there is a statue across the street that's like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And what I just did is I came up here and I photographed in this composition. This is exactly the way it was from my phone. Now I did tone a little bit because this was way blown out. Because most of my exposure was in here, this got blown out. So I had to go back into the Photoshop area and tone it a little bit. That one, I think you can also do on a free one. That one I needed Lightroom to do.
Okay. Yeah,
But
you can also see the word capital more.
yes,
better.
you can. Yeah, you can. It's blown out a little bit here, and here it isn't.
Right.
And then that's just me. Okay. And I toned myself. Well, this is at Cherry Lane where right behind Market.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Okay. There is a bench. This guy here, William Schintz, was a photographer. He passed away 2 or 3 years ago. He was, I'm not sure exactly how old. He was quite elderly. He had documented a lot of York with photos over his years, and he was a newspaper photographer and then a portrait photographer.
Oh, cool.
And they have a bench for him. Okay, whose is this?
Mine. That's mine.
I love this composition. Now, I did tone it a little bit, and I brought out, you see, there's the photo, and you see where I brought in the sky a little bit?
Yeah.
This is one of those free parts in the apps. This works, but I didn't crop it all. The details on here is really good. Did you get down low, or did you just shoot this? I mean, I don't know how long. Is that a rooster?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's our rooster.
I don't know how long roosters stay in one place. That's why.
I was getting it right as he was about to peck the ground.
Yeah, your timing is perfect. It's perfect down here. And the only thing I might have done, but you noticed I didn't do, is I might have cropped this part out. Let me see if I can get another. I think if I cropped out this, we might have had the same, by having this, we might have had the same effect. But I still like the top part. Let me see if I can clear this now. I like the top
Honestly, why
part.
I was going for the top part is because the branch in the background, honestly, I think looked cool up there.
I agree. And that's why I didn't crop it.
Face.
Yeah, that's excellent, and I agree. Okay, let's see if I can hit this now. Okay, I'm assuming you shot this too.
Yeah.
Okay, nice colors. I know, I like the way you got the clouds, and I touched it a little bit, like I was just telling Ashley before. Is I just used a little bit, and just toned it down a little bit, so you can get a little more sky color, because the sky is the big part here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now let's see what else we have. Okay, now here's the leaf thing. This one, I'm touching them back and forth. Where was your focus on this?
Honestly, I was focusing on the leaves.
Okay, they're not quite sharp. You see, it's very hard to tell whether they're sharp or the background. They look a little digital. There's none here. Are you able to, with your camera phone, touch and click the part where this comes up, where you need it to be sharp?
I was trying to do that, but it wasn't exactly working.
Okay, and that's good. But as for the toning, Your composition was good. You see, I didn't change it at all. I just added a little contrast to it and a little color to it.
Yeah.
Okay, and this must have been the same thing about your flower. You were trying to focus in here.
Yeah.
It's not quite sharp, so the focus wasn't working. Now, it worked real good with a rooster. It worked perfect with a rooster. So it may be just a matter of practicing with the phone. I think it's almost as sharp right here, but not quite here. What's your thought?
Honestly, I do think now that I look at it a little bit more, the flower is kind of blurred out.
Right. Let me see if, okay, I toned it a little bit, and I think by toning it, it looks a little sharper. It isn't, but it looks it. It has a visual. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I like that a little bit more than the original.
Yeah. So the thing you probably should practice with a little bit more is just that touch focus for things like that. And I think the next one, you have good, this is yours, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Good focus here because you got your details and your grass leaves are really good. And then I just toned them a little bit to, I added that contrast I was talking about earlier. You see that? Yeah. So your phone got everything. It's really nice. It's a nice composition. The background is clean because it's all light. You see what I'm saying? It's out of focus. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And I like the sun glare. I toned it a little bit. I don't think I cropped it. I think everything's sharp. I did that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, remember what I talked about with the camera, and it only sees one thing. It doesn't adjust like our eyes adjust. So it's adjusting because of the light. It's causing a lot of the blue. So what I did is I thought it might be better if I just get rid of the blue a little bit, a little more natural. And
yeah.
We still have we have nice blacks here, and I just made it a little less blue. That's just the fault of the camera. There's really not much you can do with it, but your eye is good. Now, this one, there's not much focus. Okay.
I was trying to get to focus for that one again, but it wasn't working.
I toned it a little bit, but it didn't seem to help. So sometimes you got to shoot within what your camera can do. And you guys are doing really good with that. Oh, who shot this? This is excellent.
Oh, that was mine. That was one of those. I forget what those are called. I just posted about it. Yeah, it's the. Yeah, I think I accidentally sent you doubles of the screenshots and of the originals because I was having trouble downloading it.
Well, that's okay. Here's the screenshot. I cropped it.
Okay.
And then I toned it just a little bit to open up the shadow. You see the part in the hand?
Yes, yeah.
I opened that up. And then you have this one. And I did the same thing. I love this. Okay. This little glare is really good. And it's got a sharp part. That was done with your phone again?
Yes, yeah. I just held the glass globe like this and just kind of held my phone just like that. And it's actually pretty easy. You just got to kind of, I guess it can be a little hard because you got to hold it just right.
Yes. Oh yeah, you still have to, and you have to think about it. And I even like the fact that the background is so much out of focus that it makes this easier to see. Remember my shot that showed the Capitol? Even though it was blown out, you couldn't read it until I toned it a little bit.
Right.
Well, this is the same thing. If you don't, this ball is tough to separate from a sky background, but you did really good because this is all out of focus.
No, my trick, I found out that I did not have to touch the screen this time because I couldn't with holding it.
Yeah. That makes sense. I couldn't
see that very well.
Yeah.
So what I did was I held the phone close, very close to the little ball.
Yeah.
Then it got blurry. So then I brought it back slowly and it got really clear, but then blurred out the background.
Well, you see, now you're noticing with yourself that you can't just pick it up and shoot. You have to compose and things like that. That's good thinking. I think that's all the photos from there. So let me see if I can go back to, what is that? I don't want to share. Trying to see if I can get, well, we'll do this. How's that? Okay. put you right over the center. I don't know if there's a way to. Well, we got. Well, I see one of you. I see. Okay, we're gonna keep that up there. Okay, so believe it or not, we've gone through about 24 minutes. I only have a 30-minute thing on the thing on the.
Right,
on
that
the
went by fast.
So, first off, any questions, any thoughts, and then I'm going to go over a homework assignment for the weekend.
Nope, I don't have one.
Taylor?
No.
Okay. So, what I'd like to try to do for you guys is, if it's possible, in your world, the way you see things during this coronavirus situation, shoot whatever you see in that. In other words, if it means you guys are doing homework, you're getting outside, you name it. You don't have to record this at hospitals. You don't have to record. We want your world, and I want to see what type of photos you get from that. So you have all weekend to think about it, but we're going to use tomorrow's session, which I haven't set up a meeting yet. I'll get it set up, which we're going to talk about ideas, and I'm going to show you ways to document, to do photo stories.
Okay. Photo stories. Okay.
Okay, different things. I might have talked a little bit about back view and all that once before. We're going to go back into it a little more tomorrow.
Okay. I did have a question. Did you get my, I think I sent you a link to my Google Photos album for coronavirus. Because I remember you talking.
Did you send it as in your email text? Where is it? Let me see.
I think Facebook Messenger. I think I can't remember how I did that.
Okay, I'm going to pull you up here. Let's see if I got it here. I've got your. Yeah, I think I do. I think I have that. That you shot on Saturday.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I have a link. I haven't opened it, so I don't have it yet. But yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take a look at it, and we can count that. I'll put that in part of the albums, and I'll have a quick chance to look at some of it today. So remember, it's your world, okay, that we're doing. Okay. We'll meet again tomorrow about this time, and we will try to see what we can do for stories and stuff so we can document, okay?
Okay. All right, awesome.
Enjoy the rest of the day, guys.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.